Now, to everybody watching this, make sure you keep some place in the truck too. But everybody watching this, to everybody who may think that I was never a believer or anything like that, I'm not here to debate you on that. If you want to believe that, that's up to you. But I'm just here to, you know what I'm saying, give my recount on my experiences. Because I never had nobody tell me about God. My mother was raised in the church. Never once uttered Jesus Christ to me, other than like, thank you, Jesus, or Jesus Christ. Just saying it out of like expressions, but never like sat down and told me who Jesus was. So my finding through God was through my own experiences and all that. So 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, she gave me 6. I got it for the 5 count. She gave me 6. It's all right. But regardless, getting on with the video, you know what I'm saying? I was Muslim, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why I not denounced, what's the proper word? Not denounced, but I think it's renounced. Like renounced religion was because I figured out that I joined for the wrong reasons. Now, I used to think that with Islam, I used to like the praying the 5 times a day, the fasting and stuff like that. But I'll fast. It don't gotta be like I'll fast anyway. But regardless, like the discipline that comes with it, you know what I'm saying? Islam means surrender to God, things of that such. But I joined thinking that I was gonna have that my discipline was gonna change. That was my main reason. Like I didn't join because scared of going to hell or whatever the case may be. But I noticed that when I took my Shahada and things, I still had the same motherfucking problems. I was still struggling with buying food. I was still struggling with saving money. Still struggling with discipline. So I'm like, bro, what the hell? So then I started realizing, like, regardless, you gonna have to do the work. Like, regardless of what you think God gonna help you with, you still gotta actively put the work in. So once I realized that, I started thinking like how I was navigating life. I wasn't wrong. I didn't start believing in God because I joined a religion. I look at God as more like a universal thing. You know what I'm saying? It's this quote that somebody says that I've seen on this meme, and it was like, humans claim they love God, but they destroy nature, not knowing that they're destroying the exact God that they worship. As in, we get cultivated in the womb of a woman, but we live in the womb of God. Like earth is the womb. Everything we need to live is on earth. Like we don't need nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, everything is interconnected and all that shit. All right. Me reading this Bible is to understand human behavior, suffering, discipline, and then in comparison with what human life, like I'm not reading the Bible to get some type of title or nothing like that. Like, I'm not going to say things just to please people who are religious and please people who aren't religious. Like that's none of my concern. Like, it's more so like, it's just some days I'm going to be feeling closer to God. Some days I'm not. Some days, you know, if you drive a truck or whenever you're at your job and you just in your thoughts and you just thinking about what's going on in your life, man, I be mad as hell. Shit, I be pissed off at cuz. Shit, I really be wanting to throw the ones because sometimes. No bad. Ain't no cap. Because why, in order for me to save the most money I've ever saved, to invest the most money I ever saved, I had to get kicked out, and you had to show me what family really is. That just because you blood related to somebody doesn't mean, because people have their own motives and their own lives that they have to live as well. Like, why did I have to get shown that in order to get to this situation? I love the situation that I'm in. Yeah, I said, you know what I'm saying, if you watch the first episode, yeah, I did get kicked out and I had to, you know what I'm saying, live in a truck, homeless, all that. But I don't I don't look at life like, I don't be in this truck like, bro, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as I've been going on, he's been showing me, you know what I'm saying, life has shown me, like, bro, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm literally here to build myself, and you could not do that where you were at. You couldn't do that in the household you was at. You couldn't do that in your whole time. You really needed to be separated. And I really see that. So when people be like, you have to separate yourself, or something is going to happen to where you're forced to be separated so you can grow, I'm literally living it. Like, I'm literally living it. So I'm like, word, you know what I'm saying? But when you get in your thoughts, you like, you know what I'm saying, now you start feeling, you know what I'm saying, certain emotions towards certain people, and you like, bro, like, why I had to, you know what I'm saying, why da-da-da-da. But that's how life roll, man. That's how the cookie crumble. But sometimes I read the Bible and I understand. Sometimes I read that motherfucker and I don't know what the hell be going on, and it be me and Chat GPT in this motherfucker. I'm trying to figure it out, bro, because I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? For example, like, I don't understand where the 318 men that Abraham had trained ready to go save his nephew Lot, where did those 318 men come? They, like, the Bible really be skipping. Like, it be telling you the beginning and the end, and then it skips the middle. I'm like, bro, when did he train 318 men? Like, when did he have 318 trained men to go to the kings to rescue his nephew? Like, when did, you know what I'm saying? Be certain stuff like that, or certain times the parables or what they be saying, it just be like, bro, what? Like, what is going on? And I need some further, you know what I'm saying? But, and all in all, I'm not getting in front of this camera telling these stories or reflecting on these stories in the Bible and in comparison to real life and what I'm going through, as in, like, I know everything, or this is the way, or you have to look at life like this. Like, no, this is what I'm going through. And I feel like there's somebody else, at least one person, who is going through what I'm going through, or maybe not the same exact position, but as far as you have a way of looking at life, and you just like to understand the systems that are placed in life. You like to understand the underlying, like, you telling me one thing, I'm dissecting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like, someone in business saying that, yeah, bro, I grossed $1 million. You know, somebody might hear $1 million and be like, oh, chill, $1 million, but they don't know that they only kept like 1% to 2% of that. They only kept $100,000 to $200,000 profit. Where did the other $900,000, $800,000 go? To business operations, to the employees, to payroll, to the other things that they need for business, whether if it's food for the vendors or storage or inventory. You know what I'm saying? Things that people don't pay attention to. They just, oh, $1 million gross, like, but then you find out that the margins is only 1% to 5%. You know what I'm saying? So it's just certain things. I like to know, like, all right, you made $1 million, but like, how much did you keep, and what are the expenses? Like, what's the underlying cost of really to get in business? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just hear one number and just, oh, I'm finna, you know what I'm saying? That's not how life works. It's always something. It's always something underneath. Like, everything, it ain't never what it seems for me. I'm not no preacher. I'm not trying to be a preacher. I'm not finna sit in this camera and act like I'm some glorified spiritual teacher or whatever the case may be. That's not what this channel is about. I'm simply gonna talk how I talk. I'm gonna cuss. I'm gonna talk about God like he gets on my fucking nerves. I'm gonna talk about God like this nigga be putting us through some fucking bullshit. All that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm simply just giving my experience in my life, but I'm going to talk how I talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not talking like this in front of the camera. When I talk to God about myself, I be talking to him aggressively, like, bro, what the fuck is you doing? No bullshit. But regardless, like, man, this is more so of me giving how I'm navigating real life, and how, you know what I'm saying, this real experience is. And then when I read these stories in the Bible, and as I get older, I'm starting to understand that these people went through the same exact stuff that we went through, or the Bible's literally giving stories of the same exact things that we're gonna go through, whether it's fear, being discouraged, being courageous, whatever the case may be, like lying, cheating, all of that goes on in the Bible. Like, all of the stories are exactly what humans do right now. So now that I'm reading it and I'm actually comparing it to my life, it's helping me see like the bigger picture of things. So also, whether or not Jesus was real or not don't got nothing to do with me. And I could care less if he was real or fake, because Jesus to me represents a metaphoric representation of how we should conduct ourselves. But we will never be able to conduct ourselves like that, because we're humans and we're not perfect. Humans are complicated as hell. We do backward shit every day. We go against what we say all the time. There's going to be times where you're going to do things that you know feel wrong, but you're going to justify it to yourself and you're going to do it anyway. That's just how, you know what I'm saying, we're made. That's just how it goes. But just because if someone was to come right now and be like, the whole story about Jesus is fake, I'm not finna go out and start causing harm to people because I found out that Jesus wasn't real. Like, he's a representation. It doesn't matter if he's real. This is how you should conduct yourself. You know what I'm saying? But we're not gonna conduct ourselves like that all the time. You should just strive to be that way. But I'm not gonna start doing things that are against my principles and stuff because, like, oh, well, since that's fake, then fuck it, bro. I'm just finna YOLO this motherfucker. Like, nah, that's not. Yeah, you only got one life, but man, what you do matters. I don't know. I ain't never died before, as far as I know. Well, as far as me being the person I am, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But shit matters. God damn it. Life is not. We're not supposed to be perfect. Life is not supposed to be perfect. All right, think about it. If you didn't have to work to get the life that you wanted, like, everybody wants financial freedom and everybody don't want to work a job, and okay, but if all you had to do was go to your job and be like, hey, I want $1 million, and they just took $1 million and gave it to you, once you get the $1 million, then what? All right, well, now I want a big mansion, so hey, give me this big mansion for $5, and you just get it, and now you get to live in your mansion for fraction, like nothing, paying nothing, and you just got $1 million, you pay $5 for a mansion. Like, it wouldn't matter. Like, you wouldn't even value it. You would be like, bro, I didn't have to do nothing to get this. So now you would be grown to be lazy. Like, if we did not have to work to do anything, or we didn't have to go through like financial turmoil or personal turmoil as far as like building ourselves up, life would literally be pointless. There would literally be no point of being birthed in this type of world if you could just get what you wanted at a snap of a finger. It would defeat the purpose. Like, life would literally not make sense if it wasn't hard. Like, if this shit was easy, it would be like everybody would be lazy and we will eventually die from laziness, literally. Because in order to get better, you have to stress your heart. I never forget Coach Sirica, my high school cross country coach. I was a sprinter, and I won't know cross country runner, but in order to get better, you have to stress the heart. That's why working out is hard, but it makes you better. So imagine if you wanted to just look fit, you just had to look in the mirror and be like, I want to be strong, and it wouldn't matter. Like, life literally would not matter if there was no hardship. When I was first getting into religion, trying to find myself, or whatever the case may be, we all know from mainstream, if you don't believe in Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you're going to hell. That held me back so much. Like, I was scared to research Islam and what it is, or any other, whether it's Buddhism, Taoism, Judaism, it don't matter. Like, I was scared to research those things because I'm like, well, damn, like, if I don't believe Jesus is my Lord and Savior, like, bro, I'm going to hell. Like, it took me a lot of like courage and wherewithal to like get past that. And then once I got past that belief, like, then I was able to really do my own research on things. And then you start seeing Bible scriptures like Luke 17:21 and all that type. And you find out about the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD. A lot of Christians don't even know about that. And then you start finding about stuff like the Crusades, and people were literally thinking they were doing God's work by like, oh, you don't believe in Jesus? Like, we finna just come through and just wreak havoc on your shit. Like, you don't know how many of the colonizers, if you weren't a believer, they thought through God, I have the every right to strip you of everything that God made you and built you off of. I have the authority to come and take that because you're not a believer in my Jesus Christ. That's crazy as hell. We gonna cut your hair. We gonna either send you off to the wilderness. We gonna take your woman. We gonna do this and that. You know what I'm saying? Should be crazy, bro. Now, I'm not saying every Christian is like that, and I'm not necessarily against Christianity or nothing like that. It's just the hypocrisy. That's the only thing I don't like. The hypocrisy of the church. Like,